Welcome to The Explainer. We're diving straight into the massive political storm that's shaking one of the world's biggest cultural events to its very core. It's a story about a song contest designed to bring a continent together that's now at risk of being torn apart. This is the Eurovision 2026 crisis. And it all starts with this number right here, 5. 5 major influential nations have announced they are walking out of Eurovision 2026. Now, this isn't just a couple of countries having a spat. This is the single largest coordinated boycott in the competition's entire 70-year history. And frankly, it threatens to unravel the whole thing. So you have to ask, right? How on earth did an event that's basically Europe's biggest annual party, we're talking 160 million viewers, find itself smack in the middle of a geopolitical firestorm? To really get what's happening, we first have to look at what Eurovision is supposed to be and what a lot of people are now saying it's actually become. You've got to remember, this whole thing was born in a post-war Europe with a really simple and kind of beautiful mission: connect countries through music. You know, the one language everybody speaks. But right now, that founding ideal is under some serious pressure. At the absolute heart of this entire conflict is one core concept. It's a rule that governs the entire contest, and it's being pushed to its absolute breaking point. And that rule is political neutrality. So this is the EBU's foundational principle. It's designed to keep Eurovision as this pure cultural competition, totally separate from the messy world of politics. But here's the real question this whole crisis brings up. In the world we live in today, a world that is so connected and so politically charged, is that kind of pure neutrality even possible anymore? And this is the crucial point, really the crack in the system. The EBU isn't some all-powerful independent body. It's a union, a club, really, made up of national public broadcasters. And those broadcasters have to answer to the folks back home, their governments and their audiences. So they're completely trapped, caught between the EBU's official rules on one side and this overwhelming political and social pressure from their own citizens on the other. Now, to truly understand what's happening in 2026, we have to rewind the clock a bit, back to 2022, because a decision that was made back then set a really powerful and, as it turns out, very complicated precedent. And this table, well, it gets right to the heart of the whole controversy. So let's break it down. On the left, you've got Russia in 2022. After the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the EBU acted fast. Russia was expelled. Done. Now, look to the right. Israel, 2026. Amid the Gaza conflict and intense international pressure, the EBU's action is, well, no exclusion. For the boycotting nations, this isn't just an inconsistency. They're calling it rank hypocrisy, a massive double standard. And listen, it's not just politicians pointing this out. You've got Eurovision royalty Johnny Logan, a 3-time winner, basically saying the EBU has already shown its cards. It can get political when it feels it's necessary. The precedent has already been set. So you end up with these two positions that just cannot be reconciled. On one side, you have the EBU, and they're holding tight to their rulebook. They're arguing that the contest is between broadcasters, not governments, and that Israel's broadcaster technically meets all the rules. But on the other side, the critics are saying that hiding behind technicalities is just a way to sidestep a much bigger moral question about consistency and fairness. And the direct result of that standoff? The EBU's refusal to exclude Israel triggered the largest institutional walkout the contest has ever seen. Now, what I think is just wild is when you look at who is walking out. These aren't minor players. You've got Spain, one of the big 5 countries that financially contribute the most to the contest. They literally help pay for the whole show. You've got Ireland, a legend with a record 7 wins. And then there's Iceland, which has the highest viewership per person. These are the most dedicated fans on the planet. These are pillars of the Eurovision community, and they're leaving. So for the boycotters, the argument is pretty simple and powerful. They believe that allowing Israel on the Eurovision stage basically artwashes or whitewashes its military actions, that it uses the contest's positive, inclusive vibe to improve its image. And this isn't some fringe idea, it's a movement with real support, from grassroots fan campaigns all the way up to former Eurovision winners themselves. And just look at this quote. This shows you how high the stakes have gotten. This boycott isn't just a decision being made by some TV executives in a meeting. It has the public backing of national governments, like Spain's deputy prime minister. And that pretty much elevates this from a broadcaster's protest to something that looks a whole lot like semi-official state policy. So what does all of this mean for the future? I mean, that's the real question, isn't it? Can an event that was literally built on the idea of unity survive such a profound and painful division? The fallout here is immediate, and it's pretty severe. First, there's the money. Losing a Big Five contributor like Spain puts a huge dent in the funding. Then there's the massive damage to the Eurovision brand itself. And this all leads to the EBU's almost impossible dilemma. Either they create a clear, consistent standard for when they're going to intervene politically, or they risk watching the whole contest just keep fracturing year after year. Ultimately, the Eurovision crisis of 2026 forces all of us to ask a much bigger question. In a world with such deep, passionate, and often painful divisions, can these huge cultural events, the ones that are supposed to bring us all together, ever truly escape the political realities that so often tear us apart? That's the question that the EBU, and really all of us, are now left to answer.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. And for more content, don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell icon.